In a bustling city, where the skyline competed with the twinkling stars, Grace lived a life dictated by her habits. From the moment she heard the alarm buzz, her days unfolded like a rehearsed performance. Morning routines commenced with an aromatic cup of coffee, accompanied by an odd satisfaction she could never quite define. Each day, Grace would stride confidently into her office building, greeting her colleagues with a radiant smile that belied her inner automatism. It was not that she disliked her work. It was simply that habit had infused her actions with a sense of predictable monotony. "How can you always be so cheerful every morning?" asked Tom, her cubicle neighbor, one gray but bustling morning. "It's just a habit," Grace replied with a shrug and a smile. She often pondered the machinery behind her routines as she learned about the habit loop. One evening, as the city lights reflected off her apartment window, Grace picked up a book on the psychology of habits. As she delved deeper, she became increasingly aware of how almost every facet of her life revolved around such loops. There was the cue, the urge to feel connected, which post-work drinks would satisfy. The routine, joining her friends at the local pub. The reward, the laughter, the bonding, the sense of belonging, all wrapped up in the effervescence of camaraderie that washed over fatigue. With this newfound understanding, Grace scrutinized her lifestyle. The lazy Sundays spent binge-watching shows rather than taking the hike she always postponed, and the tendency to procrastinate on tasks until the 11th hour, justified by the adrenaline rush she called inspiration. "Perhaps I'm not merely stuck in habits," Grace mused one day to Tom, "but maybe I should shape them more consciously." Thus began her experiment. Gradually, Grace replaced the post-work pub visits with yoga classes. It felt odd, almost uncomfortable at first, but soon she formed a new habit loop. The cue of needing relaxation after work, the routine of stretching and bending, and the reward of peace and clarity. She found herself attending weekend hikes, revitalized by the brisk air and the rustle of leaves. Step by step, Grace took charge of the habit loop, transitioning from unconscious routine to intentional living. Her story became a testament to the power within everyone to reshape their lives, not by eradicating old habits, but by identifying and tweaking the habit loops to forge new pathways toward fulfillment.